Hey everybody, Decent Eddie here. It's Friday, July 11th, 2025, and right now my confident moneyline picks are sitting at 79%. I'm at 63% for all my WNBA picks this season. Yesterday was a better day than the day before, going 5 out of 6 on pick recommendations, but today is a different day. Who knows what's going to happen? So like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell for daily picks before tip-off on the day of the game. And remember, always check matchup news and injury reports about 20 minutes before tip-off. Before you finalize your picks, you need to know those things. It makes a difference. My goal is to help you make more informed decisions. While my data set focuses on moneyline picks, my analysis may be useful for spread and over-under bets. Let's go ahead and get into today's games. First, it's Dream versus Fever. Dream get a danger pick with a differential of 0.658, implying a win probability of 51% by my data. The market and I agree that this game could be close. They've got the Fever as 2-point favorites on the spread, implying a 58% win probability for the Fever. The over-under is sitting at 167 points right now. The Dream are the stronger team on paper compared to the Fever. The Dream excel in ball control. I mean, that's a major factor we just saw play out for the Lynx yesterday. I mean, honestly, your chances of winning are better if you can hold on to the ball more than the other team, right? They're a top-tier rebounding team. They're effective on offense. Their three-point percentage is a bit low, but, I mean, they try for those threes a lot. Whether they hit them or not, it's a numbers game for them. The Fever possess great numbers in my data too, and they have a very solid assist-to-TO ratio as well, and some other things too. By the historical data, both these teams do a lot pretty well. It's just the Dream do more, just slightly better than the Fever. But data only tells you part of the story, right? And honestly, I'm shy of going all in on the Fever, but the book's eyes light up when they see Caitlin Clark in the lineup. All right, qualitatively, this matchup takes a pretty sharp turn, mostly thanks to Caitlin Clark and her potential. The Fever have been on a 2-game skid, but Clark is back in the lineup, and while her first game back was shaky, she's expected to be much sharper. Will she be? I mean, who knows? But it's the expectation nevertheless. Her presence has potential to open up their interior game and energize the perimeter if she's able to cook. The Fever also bring a great three-point defense to the table, and that could mean trouble for the Dream's volume of three-point shooting. The Dream do lead the series in this season 2-1, but those were games where Clark either wasn't at full strength or just wasn't in the game at all, and she is today. It does remain to be seen how much that'll matter, so this game will be a test. There were some conflicting injury reports, so be sure to check the lineups a few minutes before tip-off here, friends. Considering all of this, the market clearly sees the qualitative shift with Clark's return. Given the low confidence in the quantitative Dream pick and the potential impact of Clark at home, I'm siding with the market on the spread here. I'm going to hold my nose and do it because I've been burned by the Fever a few times. And I am going to take Fever at -2 against the spread. For the total, while both teams have the capability to score, their defensive numbers, especially the Fever's three-point defense, are compelling. The Dream also have a strong defense too. With the over-under sitting at 167, I'm kind of leaning towards the under 167 right now. My pick for the against the spread is the Fever at -2. You know, the Fever is, I mean, you never know, but let's move on. My number for the moneyline pick does have Dream as the favorite. The books don't agree, but at a danger level, which translates to an implied no play on the money line, I would advise avoiding that unless you just need some extra excitement today. But I am going to be taking the Dream on the money line for my data. If for no other reason than for tracking my data. All right, moving on. Sun visiting the Storm. Storm get a Decent Eddie confident pick with a 3.763 differential, implying a 76% chance for the Storm to win straight up by my data. The books have the Storm as a whopping 18-point favorite, implying an almost guaranteed 97% win probability for the Storm. The over-under is set at 157.5 points last I looked. Seattle excel in scoring efficiency. They lead the league in three-point shooting. The Sun are the weakest team in the league across the board. They are dead last in exactly half of the data in my data set. My data simply says the Storm are the stronger team, and by a good margin. And I don't think you need data, a lot of data to see that. But there is some weirdness to consider. Though it may not matter head to head, the Storm just lost to this very same Sun team when they absolutely buckled like a belt in the fourth period just 2 days ago. That could be a psychological factor. To the good or to the bad, I don't know. But it highlights a concerning trend for Seattle. They've shown a struggle to put away weaker teams quickly or to close out games. Whether they just play down to their opponents, which is always dangerous, or they just don't have the discipline or stamina, who really knows? But it's the statistical reality of this. The Storm have a dreadful 0-4 against the spread record when they're double-digit favorites. And here they are, 18-point favorites. Adding insult to injury, quite literally, the Storm are dealing with a more extensive list of injuries today compared to the Sun, which could impact their depth over the course of the game. The Sun, as bad as their record is, had that upset win. They snapped a massive losing streak, and they have a surprisingly good 7-5 against the spread record when they've been double-digit underdogs. So look, I'm going to side with the historical against the spread trends here and the recent head-to-head upset. The Storm simply do not cover these huge spreads, and the Sun know, apparently, how to grind out as underdogs. So I'm going to be taking the Sun at 18 points against the spread. For the over-under at 157.5 points, the last game between these two teams flew over that total, finishing at 176 points. While the Suns' average scoring is low, the Storm's offense is strong, and their defense showed some vulnerability in that last game. So allowing for all those things, I'm going to be leaning towards the over at 157.5 points, even with the Suns' typical slow pace. Considering all of this, my decent Eddie data firmly points to the Storm winning the game outright, and the market agrees with that sentiment with their astronomical money line. There's no value in that money line number by the market, so you may just want to avoid it. I have to take it for my data, so I want to continue to align with my data set and to keep up with my records on that. All right, that's it for today. Here's your quick recap. Decent Eddie confident moneyline picks, we have the Storm. Decent Eddie suboptimal moneyline picks, we don't have any suboptimal picks. Danger moneyline picks, that's the dream. For parlays, as you know, I will include confident picks and parlays, so if you slap the Storm on the money line with any other wager, with odds between -400 and -450 odds, your win probability sits around 62-63%. I will always endorse a 3-leg parlay, up to 3 legs, with odds between -400 and -450. If you do that, your odds are going to stay above 50%, which is what we want. Regardless of what you choose, I never recommend more than a 3-leg parlay due to the risks of combined probabilities. And remember, don't spend more than 10% of your bankroll in total across all your wagers in a day. Never chase losses, and if you need help with a gambling problem, check out my channel's description. All right, so thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please hit like, subscribe, tap the bell, get my picks before tip-off on the day of the game. Follow me at Decent Eddie Picks on Instagram. You can see me on Facebook. You can look for me on X, Decent Eddie Picks. I'm on TikTok, decent.eddies.picks. I'll post updated team grades there sometimes, last-minute thoughts, end-game thoughts. If I do it, I'll do it there. But let's see what happens tonight. This will be interesting. This is Decent Eddie signing off. Have an awesome day.